All right, so let's begin. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and I'm going to periodically check all the information, some of the comment section, but there is like a whole minute, and I'm not even kidding, delay. So you'll have to kind of bear with me as I go through that. But this is my first live stream event. Hopefully at some point I can figure out how to overcome that. But nonetheless, I will take some questions as I go along as well. So with that, I want to start with, well, some of the information that's going down with Wikileaks. Let's see. However, this is my first live stream event. Hopefully at some point there we go. Okay, sorry, I had double audio come in. Okay, so the first thing that I want to touch about here and just kind of maybe get you guys' information on is, let's start with WikiLeaks Julian Assange. So we know that the other day he came out with a big fat nada, nothing. However, he has promised to release information every 2 weeks or every couple of weeks, not 2 weeks, but every couple of weeks he's going to release more information on Mrs. Hillary Clinton. So with that, what are your thoughts? What are your takes? I know also earlier this morning, Gucifer, and I'll leave links. There are actually links already to this, hacked into the Clinton Foundation reportedly and managed to gather a folder that was titled Pay and Play, which we know is, well, a whole pistol. And let me pull that up. Pay to play, excuse me. And there's been a lot of corruption on that, but basically you're providing services for money. And this is what Hillary Clinton is often known for. There are always things that, well, pay to play. They take money under the table, as she has with George Soros. And it has also leaked a lot of information with WikiLeaks as well, or them with WikiLeaks, but they released information about people who are sending her money. And let me just give you a list. And again, the information is found below, but Barney Frank, Karen Maloney, Chris Van Hollen, DCCC, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, all these people are sending her buku's load of money. So just a lot of crazy stuff. But what are your comments and concerns? And I'll kind of read it again. Remember, there's like a minute delay. All right, so looking at your comments here. Do I think Obama will stop the election in November? I don't know. There's a lot of information on that. I think it's possible. Absolutely. Will I think it happen? No, simply because he's got his eye on the United Nations there. He's kind of looking in that direction. However, I see Hillary with a gurney. There was a gurney at one of her events recently. I'm going to leave a link to that as well. But there was an ER man who was pushing a gurney, and so her health is absolutely not looking good at this moment. In addition, not only is her health looking sucky, but I know that there's lots of speculation around Donald Trump and his campaign, and so that's another thing to think about. So they obviously don't want him up. So there's a lot of things that make me want to, I'm unsure about with Obama, but I do think it's possible. But I just see that he has his eyes on the UN. Are people's screens frozen? Hopefully it's doing okay. I don't know how to unfreeze the screen. Sorry, guys. I agree. The New World Order is flipping evil. All right. I'm sorry if the screen is freezing. I'm not sure how to make that stop. Awesome. it still looks like it's working. Keep in mind, this is my first like live stream, so I'm learning as I go. Nonetheless, but anywho. Good. All right. Assange appeared on the Illuminati card. Interesting. I had to check into that for sure. But here's the thing. Maybe, do you guys think Assange is kind of jumping back on the bandwagon here because of his big letdown the other night when he celebrated his 10-year anniversary instead of dropping more bombshell news on Hillary? I honestly think that, there was a little more involved. Hillary is very widely known for her list of blood behind her, and so that's huge. So here we have Gucifer 2.0 dumping massive amount of information. And let me see if I can show some of this on the screen, because I'd really like to download those images. Let me see, create a new, let me browse and here's some of the information, screenshot images from Wikileaks here. You can see that on the screen. He's going to be publishing every 10 weeks. There's one. Let me delete it and add another. Here is another one. Excuse the clicks, but all right. Now the one that you see on the screen in front of you right now, hopefully you see it, but it's under intense pressure to silence WikiLeaks Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton proposed drone strike on Julian Assange. I wanted to share this the other day in the report, but I wasn't able to. Now, this particular thing shows the level that the Clinton Foundation goes to. And before the election happens, we really need to focus on this and get this information out. And I'm praying you actually see this on the screen. But nonetheless, there is intense pressure on Julian Assange. That's why we have, all the leaks and hacks and whatnot coming out. But there is that. And again, if you can't see the image, just know that I will link it below, because I'm not fully sure on how that works exactly. But all right, so there you have it. All right. And hopefully I'll figure that out in the future if it doesn't come through. All right. There is a link below nonetheless. So I'll link it in the box here as well. So in the comment box. There we go. All right, hopefully you guys can get those. Now, I also want to get your comments on that. Assange clearly stated he is forming an info army. Did not capture a riddle, Rebel Red Dirt. Miss, how can she order? Thank you. All right, just checking out comments and stuff. You'll have to excuse me again. First time, next time we'll get better. Hillary is crazy. Charles Mayer, I like that. All right, there we go. Okay, scrolling down a little bit. I need like an 8 here. Do you think, wait, keeps moving. Do you think they will push World War III before elections because they can't risk Trump into office? Good question. I'm unsure. I know they're really rattling the Russian cage right now and really rustling up some feathers. I know I put out a report the other day where 40 million people, and I'll leave a link, you know, did underground bunker practicing and the whole 9 yards in Russia. And they have been telling their people to prepare for, well, quite some time. So we know the Russians are having drills. They had drills with China recently. They've also had drills along the border there. And we also know that Russian forces have been seen in America, at least in the past years, more so than now. But the Russian bear is definitely being provoked. In addition to that, and you know, here's the other thing I heard, and Dave Hodges came on and said this, but they said and I can't say I agree with 100% certainty that this will happen because I've not seen tangible evidence. Okay, so just a disclaimer, but there were threats, mind you, against Donald Trump. If he were to make it into office, they'd unleash an EMP. Now it's a threat. What level that is, I don't know, and how, you know, the legitimacy on that, he vouches for 100%, but definitely something that I think, you know, should send chills down our spines, but something we need to think about, and people do need Jesus, Paul Ayers, I agree. But that's one thing. Now, here's another thing that I want to play for you guys. It's called, and it's kind of along that same line, but it's a UN Peace Day. I think that's kind of a catch-22. All right, check this out. Let me get to the right spot. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you can hear it.
Join with the United Nations effort begun in 1981 to declare this day the Day of Peace, and to recognize and celebrate the 11 days of global unity beginning on September 11th. And whereas the International Day of Peace challenges all people of the world, to consider what it means to be human and to rededicate themselves to our shared humanity. Now, therefore, I, Steve Adler, Mayor of the City of Austin, Texas, do hereby proclaim September 21st of the year 2016 as Peace Day in Austin, Texas.
Wow, Peace Day. Huh. Let me link that in here too so you guys have it. But International Peace Day there, Mr. Mayor of Austin, Texas, and I'm from the Texas area, and here they are declaring it humanity's saving grace. How about a day of nationalism for America? How about another Independence Day? How about we celebrate our sovereignty while we still have it, rather than the crap that is being pushed at the UN from every flippin' level? I don't know about you, but that quite frankly ticks me off hardcore. But that's the message that we're being sent. And no, that's not wine, it's water. Sorry, I see these like a minute delay in the comments. I'm like, it's kind of frustrating. I don't know how to fix that, but yeah. But nothing wrong with a little wine either. Just my take. All right, so thus far we have a UN declared peace day, so to speak. We also have the leaks from Gucifer 2.0. We have Hillary in a gurney, or a gurney at her event. So lots of things going down. My foot is falling asleep, sorry. You can't edit this as much as some of the other ones. Oh my God, my foot's asleep. All right, have a little vodka. So what are your thoughts, your concerns, your questions so far on what I have? I will answer those, so keep them coming. Earth is not flat. The earth isn't flat. Sorry for you flat earth out there, but it's not. Hi, Arthur. I'm not a Jew, no. I'm actually Greek mix smut. And with every other thing out there, so to speak. Yes, I need to get a comfy chair. This is actually my dining room table chair, not a good one. No, not Jewish. All right, so I gave an update on Assange a little bit earlier, but there's just so much in the news. I'm going to leave a link to the Gucifer. It's gucifer2.wordpress. If you guys check out the description box below, I'll also link it in the comment section. There you go. It has a full list of all the organizations that are being leaked here. On that website, or ones that they're reporting, but financial corporation donations and the whole 9 yards. But we know when the Hillary organization is accepting money from people like Capital One, Barney Frank, Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, these are all globalists that she says she doesn't support at all. Yet these are the exact same globalists we're seeing funding her campaign, all while she goes on record saying, hey, I'm against globalists. I'm anti-globalist. And she makes this false stand against globalism. All the while, what she doesn't tell you is, yeah, she'll be raising taxes on the rich. But what she doesn't tell you is that she exempts a lot of her buddies that are in that list there donating to her. So there's a lot of back table and deals being done on this. So any comments or concern on that? And yes, please make sure you're checking out my sponsors, getthetea.com. And look, I wouldn't support anything that I don't take myself, not bad. But again, it funds what I do here on my channel. It's not, there are a lot of times that we get attacked as YouTubers and things get unmonetized and everything else. So it's just one way to support. I would eventually like to hire another person who maybe is really good on editing YouTube videos and knows how to do these kinds of things. It'd be great. And eventually that is on the list to do and expand it and maybe take trips and things like that. And that's what, Food for Liberty and those kinds of things are for, if you guys have questions about that. The Baltic Dry Index. Let's Google Baltic Dry Index. Is very low. Good point there, on the markets. It's down 860.00. It has gone down lately. There hasn't been an uptick, and I think it's a good question to ask. How can one be accelerated when the other is not? Because the Baltic Dry Index determines a lot of things. So winning it, Tracy, I think that's a very good comment, because it really tells you where we are in the economy. And quite frankly, we are in a boiling point. Now, I have often questioned, will they, go ahead and break our economy before Donald Trump gets into office? Or will it wait till after? I don't know the time or frame on any of that. I really don't. I can give you a guesstimate. I can say, look at what these trend forecasters are doing. That's what I can do. I'm not a trend forecaster, but I am able to look at our economy. I am able to see parallels in things that happen. And I do know how the globalists work and their particular system. So with that in mind, we have to remember, with everything that's taking place there, it's possible, but I think if they do it, maybe they'll wait for the next president, because I know President Obama, despite what they're telling him, he doesn't want this on his presidency. He doesn't want to be the president known as the president who let the crap hit the fan, so to speak. He doesn't want it, which is why he continually lies about numbers, and we're being fed crap, quite frankly, about our economy. There's a website, it's called, and let me link the Bloomberg site for you guys as well. Minute delay, but you can scroll back up. There's that. I think, there we go. Darn thing. Okay, so there's that. Hopefully you can't hear the clicks too loud. But there's also a website. It's bookmark. I would love to include these screenshots But I don't know how yet, so keep in mind this is all going to be linked below, anything that I talk about, so you know that you know. But dailyjobcuts.com kind of gives you a real good picture. And no, they won't stop the false flag events. But yes, married. Okay, so dailyjobcuts.com is a good site you should get well acquainted with. And I'm going to go back to those comments. I know there's some, because it really shows you how many layoffs there are, what's happening. Let me just read a few. You can also go there, and I can't see the screen at this moment, but 7,000 branches of ING, huge organization, closed October 3rd, just the other day. We have 1,000 layoffs as well on ING, 250 in Frontier Communications, 7,000 layoffs by the IRS. Yeah, just put them all out of business. I'd be good with that. But 7,000 by 2024. Any comments on the IRS? Lovely people. Yeah. Anyway, 7,000 people. Hopefully they lay off all of them, because we don't need an IRS. Just, if you work there, I'm sorry. But I don't like the IRS. Probably a lot of you do not. But those are just in the past days. When you see numbers in those high realms of thousands, we're looking at a pretty extreme economic downturn, especially when, you hear we have like IRS things and whatnot, but it goes all throughout, and it tells you businesses that are closing, layoffs that are happening, and all of that. So make sure you check that out. All right. Going through the comments here, kind of scrolling it. Remember, stupid minute delay. And yes, Mike Connard, I do love the Lord. And I am a Christian, and I don't ever apologize for doing that and for being that. And there is a lot more I could obviously bring up. I agree. Especially in regards to biblical prophecy, which I know there's a lot of talk on America not being a main player in the end days. That stuff we see. We see wars and rumors of wars, Christian persecution on heightened levels. And yes, Victoria, I need a moderator, but I've got to find one. I know people who knows how to do that. So let me know, and hopefully that'll work. So, and there's a lot of comments here, so I can't hit every single one of them. Who would you vote for, Lisa? Well, I'm going to be voting for Donald Trump, but more of, what he stands for, I guess. I like what he stands for, and because I don't want Hillary to win. If she gets into office, I can tell you YouTubers like myself will be off the air, and we're going to have to seek alternative sources. Here in Arizona, I'm actually linking hands with Freedom Phoenix is what they're called. Lots of great people there, and they're even starting to print tangible newspapers and things that if we go dark, then we have access to that kind of stuff, which is great. Yes, never apologize for being a Christian. All right, so some of my thoughts on, the debate the other night. I guess let's start, the first debate. I think there's a lot of stuff more that Trump could have said, but I think we're definitely in the running here. There is a lot going on, but all right. Trump is not the lesser of two evils, but all right. What about Kane? How about Shortwave. Oh, shortwave radio broadcast. Ham radios. Yes, absolutely a good thing. My husband is a ham radio operator. Those are good prepping tools to have as well. And lots of good information. I highly recommend people have one of those. So with that, Trump debate was rigged. Yeah, unfortunately. All right. Any last questions I think I'll take from you guys? And, I just want to say this. Thank all you guys for, everything that you do out there. I'm really blessed by each and every single one of you. And sorry to pop this last minute, what is it? Live stream. Oh God, I have to stand up my dang foot. Okay. I like to sit on my knees. I don't know why I do that. What do you do? Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I want to say I love you guys. And I just did this last minute because it's my trial run and I've never done it before. And hopefully I can get it published there and in the future have some help with it as well. So that'll be it. But I love all you guys and thank you for listening to, some of the stuff that I put out. And if you want to order supplies, Charles, I will leave a link below. I think I have two. I have Food for Liberty, getthetea.com. There's also one more. It's Protovite. Now, this is a fairly new one as well, but I have to tell you that and I'll leave a link. I'll have to add the link in just a minute, but I'll leave it in there. This stuff is awesome. I have to tell you, I've never had a product such as the tea, guys, the super strength tea, great for detox. And I'll be blunt with you guys, as far as the products are concerned, the health products at Get the Tea are amazing. But he has some of the best detox stuff out there. So if you're looking to get a detox or just great supplements, he's the guy to go to for that, 100%. If you're looking for something, say you have, more heart problems, blood problems, or infections and some of that kind of things, you guys really got to check out Protovite. It's changed my dad's life. It changed my friend's life. And I actually hand out a lot of the tea that I get because I believe in it. I give it away free. To my friends will tell you that. Same with the Protovite. I think they're way expensive for a bottle, but I think it's so worth it when you try it. And then if it doesn't work, don't use it. But I believe in that stuff as well. And but that's it. And obviously I'm a huge prepper as well, but kind of give you an idea. But yes, the earth isn't flat. Okay, I needed a detox actually. Before I met him, I hadn't detoxed, but so I'll look through the comments here, see if there's any last questions. I'm having fun with you guys, so it's nice kind of hanging out, I guess. God protect you. Thank you, Diana Yates. Diana Yates. I like that name. And keep in mind, Anna, all the leaked information is, if you scroll down a little bit under the words for more information under the YouTube info link, all of them are going to be there. And I've got to put more. I will put more there too. So I think that's it. So those were the biggest things that I had. Yes, I have a house full of shoes. Creepy clown. Oh, that's a good one. I think this is just a bunch of idiots coming out trying to scare people, to be frank. And, as the dumbing down of America continues, that's what it is. I mean, these people are getting, there's so many diseases out there now, like reactive attachment disorder, RAD. It's called RAD. It's a big one. And this thing we see increasing in, all kinds of things because women are drinking when they're pregnant. We have our fluoride. We have all these things being pushed around. And that's one that's just one of many. But these are the kinds of people sometimes that, well, not kind of people, but diseases, excuse me, that are elevating these last days because of all the GMO crap that's being put on us and all these things. And obviously there is help and whatnot to all these things, but there are a lot of people out there who are doing this clown thing, are doing evil and corrupt, because I believe a lot of it is demonic possession. Not only that, but it's due to the high GMOs. It's due to the fluoride in the water, the things that they're deliberately using down to dumb down the population. As far as coordinating, I don't particularly think there's a coordination link. There might be. I think it's like monkey see, monkey do, so to speak, where, you know, you see it, you hear about it, you get the idea, let's do it, because it's obviously being paraded by the mainstream media. So those are things, and yes, I agree, they are a distraction. Michael Long. Hillary is like a bobblehead. Maybe Hillary's a clown. She's coordinated and all. I take that back. Hillary Clinton is the leader of the pack. She is clowning everybody. She's the reason. Yeah. Obviously, that's not true, but you never know. You guys are funny. All right, Brian, the pay to play folder. You know, as far as it being fully, you know, I guess to having full confirmation on, is it real, is it not real, we don't know yet. I know that the Hillary, main Hillary lady there, came out and said, no, we didn't, doesn't have any, we're not messing with pay to play. However, there's no solid proof either way. At this time, it is a leak from Gucifer 2.0. And I think it's one that absolutely needs to be taken seriously. So there's kind of my 2 cents on that. There's not a 100% certainty on it, but however, I wouldn't put it past her. And let me just say this, there has been increased intensity, because I know Larry Nichols, and who obviously is used to be with the Clintons years ago when he was 10 years advising to the president, Bill Clinton, or he wasn't president at that time, but there has been increased attacks against my channel, against my person. And, you know, and when you say, you know, you're fearful of Hillary Clinton, I mean that, you know, I don't put stuff past her nowadays. So just in case, I would never commit suicide. I'm a happy person. I wouldn't accidentally stumble or fall, jump in front of a train or anything. I don't do drugs. So there you have it. Anyway, people, I just, you know, I'm a Christian and I follow those policies. So, but anyway, I think that's it. I don't want to keep you guys too long. If it's real, does it ender? You know, Brian Soneman, excuse me if I butcher your last name. I sure the heck hope so. I mean, after having the former Senate president of Haiti come out and say that she only gave 2% with the Clinton Foundation, after her email scandals, after being proven that they stole the election from, you know, Bernie Sanders, after being proven that she has links to George Soros, after having gurneys at her freaking medical clinics, after seeing her health, she's still up. So I don't know. And you know what does make me, I know there was a question earlier on the election, what does make me think that they might, you know, take the election into consideration and hit the pause button is if something major were to come out about her health, then I'm concerned. And they might just hit the pause button, or they would have to declare something. I don't know exactly how that would entail, but it's a possibility that they could do that based on her health as well. However, I think they're going to attempt to continue to hide it or do something major. I know the New World Order is ticked off right now and trying to stifle anti-globalism. Ergo, the United Nations Series 2, Model UN. It's a club that gets done at high schools and schools all across the country. It sucks. It promotes globalism, but this is why they're pushing these things on our children. They're trying to win the youth because they're not winning the parents, and that's a huge point. If you have kids, please let them know what Model UN is. Please don't let them partake in these Model UN programs, because if they do, then they're brainwashing them to think globally rather than as an American citizen. And we cannot be this global unit, because as Obama stated at his last UN address, we have to give up some of our sovereignty in order to accept these international laws. That's what he said. Google UN address, President Obama. I will leave a link as long as I remember UN address Obama. In which he specifically, I also did a video on it, but those are some things to think about as well. All right. Well, I want to say thank you guys for watching the live stream. Now I got to figure out how to end it. So thanks again for tuning in. And I want to say thank you guys again. I appreciate every single one of you. Mwah! You guys are awesome. And thank you for, standing strong in everything. So I love you guys. And thanks for tuning in. So.